Alright, so this is my Camaro, 92 Rally Sport, front bumper and hood from a 91 Z28, everything's stock. Got, I'll round up, 147,000 miles on it. It's a 6-cylinder. Everything should run okay. Beautiful red interior, stock rims and everything. Yeah, so this is how far back the radiator support got pushed from my accident. Yeah, tons of fun. And luckily the engine was still intact and everything. You can see how far back it is. Engine's still a little dirty. Now basically, what the guy took off was obviously the air intake, replaced the air filter, got a new radiator cap finally because mine was pretty much rotted. Now, the piece he needed to replace originally was, let's see if I can get in here, that little piece with the little plastic cup on it. You can tell it's new. That was the piece that needed to be replaced. Now, that and also the thermostat, which is behind that. Everybody knows where that is. Yeah, those two things needed to be replaced, but the main thing was that first piece I showed you. And in order to get to that, he took off this, my alternator, the entire belt, because he took off the alternator. Took off my EGR valve. The engine's still hot, so I can't really touch anything. That little black piece that's next to the EGR valve, you can see it, like I'm basically pointing towards it from the camera view. This entire piece, all the gray here, took all of that off and messed with my headers, basically. Obviously all the hoses that were connected in between from this area were disconnected also. All the hoses that are in there, also disconnected. And he obviously had to disconnect everything here. We weren't sure 100% if this hose was supposed to be connected to something else. One person told me it should be connected to my transmission, and two people said, two Camaro fanatics told me that it doesn't need to be connected to anything, it's just kind of there in case you swap the tranny, I guess. So I took their word for it. This is cracked a little, which isn't a big deal, doesn't have anything to do with what's going on with my car. Basically, car stalls at random, idles pretty rough, which I'll show you in a little bit. Also, the mapping sensor, which is this right here, was not connected because it was tucked down for about a day. And we didn't know where that was supposed to go because my two friends helped me finish the job because my original mechanic disappeared. Alright, let's start her up, I guess. Don't mind the mess of my car, haven't been cleaning it really, I'm kind of lazy. Trying so you can actually see. That's the info rest light that blinks and then eventually it goes off. Car is relatively hot now because I just got home from school, so don't mind the temperature. And then I'll show you here. Let's see. It's actually going to do it now, which I don't think it will. Give it a little bit. It'll start. I don't know if anybody can hear it because this is very poor quality because this is from my cell phone, but it's running relative, like it's idling a little harsh. Also, the car likes to whine, like the belts. I don't know if that's normal. Well, it's relatively normal for my car because that's how it's always been since I got it. Alright. if anybody can hear it from here. I obviously have a slight vacuum leak because some of my vacuum hoses, such as this one, the one I was showing you earlier with the radiator with the little cap on it, look pretty dry rotted. You can see it's on my fingers now. Yeah, pretty dry rotted. A good bunch of them are, but I haven't been able to replace it yet. But even though the hoses are pretty dry rotted, the car hadn't run like that before. Normally shifted better. It slams into first, well, not 100% slams into, but it has a hard time getting back into first gear when downshifting. Let's see if I can. I have a slight I have a bit of an exhaust leak, which doesn't help either. But yeah. I don't know if you can really tell, like, hear it from here because of it's on my cell phone, so there's not much I can do about that. Let's see if it's actually gonna start idling enough where you can see it on here. It's a little low and normal. Let's see. Just put it into drive. Not necessarily go anywhere because I still have my hood open. Of course, now that I want people to see it, doesn't do it. But normally, the RPMs fluctuates pretty rough. I have a recording of it when I was on 347. I'll submit that in a separate video, I guess. So, but yeah, you can kind of hear it from, like, in person. It's kind of hard to really take care of. Alright, that's it.